My critics have assembled, baby. There they are right there for the bad boys to return. For, of course, a modern take on Les Mis, nothing to do with the musical. But most of all, Robert Downey Jr. takes us on a Doolittle journey.
We have no choice but to embark on this perilous journey.
Robert Downey Jr. may invigorate another beloved character, but I'm afraid he may have to do a lot for Doolittle.
It's okay to be scared.
Contrôle de police. Faites quoi là?
Now, are the miserable ones the cops or the kids, as this new Les Mis is ready for your viewing pleasure?
Mike, we got more time behind us than in front.
And the time is now for these bad boys to reteam, and I say this sequel is bad, in a good way, you know.
Thanks a lot. We got it, Marcus. We appreciate it.
Yeah, welcome aboard, my people. Critically Speaking is a show that's all about movies. I am your host, Lee Thomas, and joining me this week, the usual suspects. Adam Graham reviews movies for the Detroit News. Tom Santilli, a Rotten Tomatoes certified critic. And gentlemen, is it a good week at the movies? I know it's good for you, Mr. I Met Al Pacino.
Yes, it's every week is a good week when you've met Al Pacino in real life. That's true.
Met him at the Critics' Choice Award. Good week, Adam?
It's a good week because all the Oscar stuff's out there.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. I agree. Some great movies to see. I don't know if it's at the movies this week, but we always begin talking about the business of filmmaking or upcoming movies that have caught our attention. We simply call it our movie buzz. And this week, Detroit's own Jerry Bruckheimer has made many hits like Top Gun, Pirates of the Caribbean, as well as Bad Boys and Beverly Hills Cop. Now, I ran into him on the red carpet of Bad Boys, and if you're wondering why Eddie Murphy's character in Beverly Hills Cop is from Detroit, Jerry Bruckheimer is the reason why.
It was me. It's my hometown. It was my home high school in there, Mumford High.
Yep.
So that's where I went to school. That's where I grew up.
So, are we going to look towards another one, and perhaps is this still going to be set in Detroit?
Well, I think we haven't gotten a script yet, but we're trying to make another one. Eddie wants to do it, and we're going to do it with Netflix, and we're excited. We're getting started.
There you go. He says they're building the script now, so it sounds like we will get another Beverly Hills Cop, and we're going to talk to, we're talking about a new Bad Boys this week as well. That's a little bit later on in the show. But what makes a good franchise when it returns work? What makes it work? Now, critically speaking, here's your answer, in my opinion. When you reinvent a franchise, you have to start all new, brand new stuff with new technology, like this movie right here, Planet of the Apes. When it came back, the franchise made 3 more movies, and that simply worked. Also, if you want to make a franchise work, you have to build on what's old and build new stars around it, like Fast and Furious. That's what they did. When Vin Diesel was gone, it didn't work. They brought him back, and look what happened. It worked. Or there's one more way to do it. You can do both of those things. Build on the old and create something new, like Star Wars: The Force Awakens. The old characters were there, the old storylines were there, and yet it was a brand new generation of Jedi that we had yet to meet. But that's all things you can do to make it work, but simply, as I always say, to make a good movie, you simply have to write a good script. So let's see how the movies did this week. Let's head straight to those, and it's been 25 years since we had the first film in the franchise, but now the Bad Boys are back.
What? Hey, look, all our lives we've been bad boys, all right? Now it's time to be good men. Who in the hell want to sing that song? Good man, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do when good men come for you? It's the same tune, different lyrics, as another franchise is resurrected. I say this film, though, is exactly what you expect it to be in a good way. Plus this.
I see trees of green, red roses too.
Yeah, it's magical, it's mystical, it's Robert Downey Jr. talking to the animals. Some say we do little as critics, but we say a lot. But we have a lot to say about Doolittle, and I mean that. And it's not good. It's not good. Coming up next. Oh yeah, you want to dance? What do you mean? You want to dance? Dance? Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, just kidding. 1995 was a good year for me, and it was the year Bad Boys said, "We ride together, we die together." And this new movie, the 2020 version, it's a little different. The stars are a little older, they have a little more money, so Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are on a plane with a new slogan, right, Will?
No, Marcus.
We fly together, we die together.
What?
Oh no, that's just something we say. It's all good, it ain't. Oh, I can see how that got y'all a little, where y'all from?
Yeah, the banter is back, and so is the action in this third film in the franchise. Now, here's the good about this movie. The film feels like this family getting back together with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence reteaming with super producer Jerry Bruckheimer. And even though they're not young, the chemistry is still there, and so is the fun. I went in with low expectations and was surprised with how much I actually liked this movie. A big plus, the old storylines still work, and a few new stars from the original film in '95 are in this film. There are also newcomers like Vanessa Hudgens and Charles Melton. They fit this new story well. And finally, the directors, and there's two of them, they found a way to pay respect to the past while making an entertaining action movie right now. You don't have to have seen the first two movies to enjoy this one, but if you do watch those other two, 95 and I think 2002, your viewing pleasure will be enhanced. I give Bad Boys a definite thumbs up. I had a lot of fun, and it reminded me of what made these two guys work together. Speaking of two guys working together, bloody my critics in the house like Mighty Mouse and men. We go to Adam Graham first. Bad Boys for life, are you in or out?
It's a slight down from me,
Down.
but I'm going to talk about what I liked about the movie, because I think that for me, the first three quarters up until the last half hour is pretty basic stuff. We're too old for this kind of thing, and it wasn't working for me. But in the last half hour, the movie takes a turn, things get weird, and that's when I started to like it. Either that, or Will Smith and Martin Lawrence had kind of worn me down by that point, and I was ready to buy in. I think by that point in the movie, this younger team of like millennials that they had that they bring on to work with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, they really kind of gel as a squad, and I'm into them as characters. I especially like Charles Melton in this role. We saw him in The Sun Is Also a Star last year in a romantic comedy. I like him as kind of an action dude. And there's that other guy. He was in the Hunger Games. He's a beefy kind of guy.
Oh yeah, the big guy.
Yeah, he was really good too.
Vikings.
So and then like I said, it takes a little bit of a supernatural twist at the end. I don't want to give too much away, but I kind of liked where it went by the end. So I'm down on it because for the most part I was kind of squirming, but it got interesting in the last half hour. And then that last half hour I was like, hey, Bad Boys 4, not such a bad idea.
Adam, that sounds a lot like an up to me. I'm just saying.
It's a C+. It's
All right.
a
It's right in
slight
there.
down.
You're in the hey.
Yeah, it's a slight down.
One question, then I'll go to Tom.
Sure.
Did you see 95 or the 2002 version?
Yeah, of course, and I hated the 2003 version. It was putrid, I think is the best word for it.
Wow.
But this one, it's softer, right?
Okay.
They're older and softer.
Okay, good. Let's head over to Tom. Where you at on this one, Tom? Am I right or is he right?
I thought Adam was my ride or die, man, but I guess.
Yeah, there you go. That's up right
I'm
there,
up on
baby.
this movie.
That's up.
And as usual, I couldn't disagree with Adam anymore on this film. I actually really enjoyed seeing these characters together.
Yes.
You have the viewer has the added benefit of knowing these characters, knowing their history, so you instantly kind of start off at a certain place with them. And I felt watching it like they don't really make this kind of movie anymore. This R-rated buddy cop comedy. It's really well timed with their humor. As we know, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are both really gifted comedians.
Yeah, they are.
It was a little awkward watching an older Martin Lawrence try to pull off some of the action stuff. You know, Will Smith can still pull it off, but like Martin Lawrence didn't really look all that comfortable in those roles.
He looked like an old dude.
Yeah, but then I actually disagree with Adam. So the last half hour is what I feel is the problem with the movie. It introduces these twists that didn't really need to be there, that I thought were just so implausible, so crazy, that it kind of took away from this kind of old school vibe that the rest of the film had kind of developed. That being said, these two have just great chemistry. It was great watching them. I think audiences are really going to like it.
I agree.
But man, did this thing almost derail from like a B+ to like a C for me.
Or it railed.
Wait, I have to, and I did this with him, and I have to, just to be clear, that was an up, right?
Yeah, that was an up. It's an up. Could have gone down just kind of how they wrapped it up. Didn't like that.
All right, I'll just, I'm going to move on. Good job, gentlemen. Good job. Just listen to me once again, everybody at home. Let's talk about our next movie. Rex Harrison and Eddie Murphy, respected actors that played Dr. Dolittle. One in '67, one in the 2000s. But this new 2020 version has something that those others do not have, and it's him.
You can talk to animals.
Yes.
Yes, it's Robert Downey Jr., and he can talk to animals. He is the star of this one. This is a follow-up to his record-breaking Avengers Endgame ride. So this is the movie he does next. Now that should be a reason why this movie is engrossing and entertaining. But unfortunately, this movie is not. It's not engrossing and it's not entertaining. It just feels odd all the way through. Now Robert Downey Jr. tries to use this grizzly old wispy voice to add some kind of strength, I guess, but it's not really consistent throughout the film. The animals, they're just too much. Their characters are overdone and slightly annoying more than entertaining. Now everybody else is British in this film, and this film may have English sensibilities. Their humor is different. The way they do things is different. And this American reviewer right here, this critic, he didn't understand it. So if you haven't guessed already, I love Robert Downey Jr. for his body of work, but I did not like Dolittle at all. He did a lot and it still didn't work. I give it a thumbs down, doobie-doo down, down. And I usually reserve the doobie-doo down, down for other bad films. Why is Tom trying to hide? Tom, you're up first. Why are you hiding, man? Why are you hiding? What is that? That's a thumbs up. What? Boo, boo.
Yeah, what? Yeah, okay.
But no, I got
explain.
respect. I'll let you explain.
As
Why?
my movie critic credentials are shredded in the background here.
Please explain this.
Yeah, there they go.
Please.
No, so here's the thing. This is not a good movie. This is the slightest of all the slightest of thumbs ups in the world right now. Look, I don't like a lot of what this movie is. It's a lot of trash, but
Thumbs up, Tom.
But I have seen a lot worse family movies, and I actually think that this is a movie that kids will enjoy. There's a kind of family movie that you go to that you just cringe at, that you're like, wow, I don't even think the kids were gonna like this. The adults are. It's
I agree with you. I think
through.
kids will enjoy this.
And
I do agree with you, Tom.
Yeah, I don't think that it's that bad of a movie to sit through. I kind of just watched it. It was kind of like inconsequential, you know, and I felt like it was kind of like a Pirates of the Caribbean light.
Hey, don't do that to this movie. It's not Pirates of the Caribbean. It's a good movie.
Instead of PG-13 tendencies, though, you know, instead of there being like a drunken captain in the middle of this, there was like a doctor giving mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to a squirrel. You know, that's all there was.
Right.
You know, it's just there's things in it that again, like I feel like the CG was overblown. It's not all that inventive. It's not all that new.
Once again, this is an up, right?
Again, yes. I think that people will be surprised because this is a movie, by the way, it has a lower Rotten Tomato score right now than even Cats does.
Wow.
Which has been talked about as the worst movie of all time.
Wow.
And I think that people with those low expectations take their kid to see this movie. They might walk out and say, you know what, that wasn't as bad as people said.
Well, I agree with two things that you said, that I think young kids will like this, and also that it has a lower Rotten Tomato score than Cats, because that's accurate as well. Adam, where are you at on this Dolittle?
What did you say? Down, doobie, down, down?
Down, doobie,
Because I'm going to go down, doobie, down, diggy, diggy, down, down.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to go double down.
Way down.
It just, look, I
Double
felt
down on
like the
it.
first 25 minutes of this movie was missing because you're kind of thrown into this adventure that doesn't really have any reason for being other than a plot needs. The movie needs a plot.
Right,
So
right.
it's like, we're going off to England and the Queen.
It did
It's
feel
like,
choppy.
how did we
You're
get
right.
here?
It felt choppy.
It just didn't really make sense, and I think that Robert Downey Jr., but take Iron Man out of it. He used to be one of our most adventurous, exciting actors. And I feel like this is a kind of a Robert Downey Jr. in performance, in the sense that he's trying to do something interesting with this character, but it's like he's figuring it out from scene to scene.
I think it's the director's fault, though. I think it's the director's fault, not
Let's
Downey
blame the
Jr.'s.
director and let's blame him as well, because he was trying out this accent that kind of changes.
Right, didn't work.
It's like it didn't work,
Yeah.
and his voice is distracting, and the CG is really like Air Buddies sequel level quality. I just
High
didn't think
praise.
any of it worked.
To the Air Buddies
All right,
crew. They worked
I'm
hard
just
on
going
that
to
movie.
move on.
Air
I
Buddy.
love movies. I just didn't like this one.
Yeah, it was
the
a
kids
rough
may
one.
like it. The kids may like it. All right, gentlemen, let's move on. Also out this weekend, an eye-opening documentary, and it really is about the ambulance service in Mexico City.
Ya llevamos 3 días que no trabajamos, güey.
No va a haber desayuno, comida y cena así, tantas comidas al
Now, they
día.
only have 45 million people in Mexico City. I think I'm getting this wrong. Midnight Family is the name of the film. It's one family struggling to survive while providing a much-needed ambulance service in Mexico City. Millions of people, and they only have 45 ambulances for the whole city. Now, Midnight Family is playing exclusively at the AMC Forum 30 in Sterling Heights. Amazing movie. When we come back, the French film Les Miserables is our movie watch. Nothing to do with the musical. Next. Now to the movie watch. How many times did I look at my watch during your movie? And this week, Les Miserables.
Mets la pression sur les petits, faut qu'on retrouve le lion.
Now, Les Mis is in French, obviously, subtitle. It's about a neighborhood ready to explode after an arrest gets violent, an arrest of a young kid. Now, Les Miserables simply means the miserable ones. But this isn't the stage play, it isn't the musical, and yet it's still about the theme, Victor Hugo's theme of revolution. The theme of this little man rising up is the only connection. But if the story was in English, we would have seen this movie at least 4 times before, because it's simply about abusive cops in the hood. This time it's the French version. Les Miserables is good, but not for me. I looked at my watch 4 times. I think the movie's engrossing and compelling, but for an American audience, we have seen this movie before in different cities throughout the United States. And for that reason, it played a little long for me. I give it a mild, I couldn't even go up or down. It's just like, it was compelling, but it's in French. What am I going to do? Adam, please help me out on this one, because I think I'm biased because I've seen too many movies in the hood. Well, where are you at on Les Mis?
Much higher on it than you. I really liked this movie. I found it compelling. I found it gripping. I think you're right about the way we've seen it in other cities before. The way that I would put it is that we saw it in Baltimore. This reminded me a lot of The Wire.
Yeah.
And the way that it took the cops, it took the different groups of people on the street, and it kind of laid out the city like a chessboard. And I was really reminded of The Wire and the way that it did that. I didn't look at my watch at all. I was really gripped by this story. And I don't have anything bad to say about it. I have only good things to say about it. I really liked it a lot.
Good man, respect.
It's really
I
well
respect
done.
your opinion. Sometimes I get overdone with movies and I need to hear somebody else's opinion.
No, this was well done.
Hey, Tom, where are you at on this one?
I agree with Adam on this one.
Yeah,
I
baby.
didn't look at my watch at all, and I actually really like this movie. I like that. I like, when you compare something to The Wire, those who have seen The Wire, there is no higher praise. And so I can see when Adam said that, I kind of said, oh yeah, that's kind of true.
Yeah.
It starts off kind of like Training Day, where there's like this new cop on the beat.
Yep.
But I kind of liked how the movie you sympathize with characters, but then it kind of changes throughout the movie, and then it just gets more and more explosive. Like this is just a powder keg waiting to explode.
Absolutely.
And I also like the name of the movie is kind of misleading, and it kind of throws people off, but it also is anchored in, like you said, Lee, in like the themes of the Victor Hugo, the class, the oppression, the frustration, all those kinds of things. This also, by the way, is nominated for an Oscar. This is nominated in the international film category. It's the official selection from France. It'll probably lose to Parasite, but it definitely deserves to be thought of as one of the best foreign films of the year.
All right, gentlemen, much respect to you, even though I still think I'm right. Another film out this weekend has Tyler Perry's A Fall from Grace.
I've been so lonely since my divorce. I want to love somebody.
An older woman finds a new romance that's all wrong and turns violent. A Fall from Grace stars Felicia Rashad, Bashir Webb, Mekhi Brooks, Cicely Tyson, and also writer-director Tyler Perry is in the movie. It's streaming right now on Netflix. When we come back, I will explain why Frozen 2 is my king of the box office. I understand it came out last year. I'll explain. Now to our king of the box office, the person, place, or thing we think you should pay attention to this week. And for me, it's this movie right here. And notice the words at the bottom of the screen. It's Frozen 2, the sing-along version. Yes, the words are right on the screen. It's the sing-along version of Frozen 2, the highest-grossing animated film of all time. But this one you can sing along with. Kids will be singing in the theater. It's my king of the box office. Enjoy it. Take your kids. Have a good time. It is in theaters with the words on the screen. Have fun. Tom, who's your king of the box office?
My king of the box office is Joey Pants.
There he is.
Joe Pantoliano. He's a character actor. He is in Bad Boys for Life. I just love this actor. He plays a certain type of guy, but everybody knows his face. He's in Memento.
Yep.
He's in these movies. I just love what he does. He's in Sopranos.
Yep.
And I think that he deserves meteor roles, and I hope that he does more. Joey Pants, you're my boy.
All right, Adam, who's your king?
Joey Pants was great in Bound. Remember Bound? My queen of the box office is Agnes Varda. She died a year ago at age 90. She's the great French art filmmaker. But she made a movie, and it's called Varda by Agnes, and it's her looking back at her career. And it's a really special film. It reminded me of De Palma in the way that it's just a person talking about their art through the years.
Good man. Thank you, gentlemen. We're in a rush today. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for your time. And you guys, thank you as always. As long as they keep making movies, we'll keep critically speaking about those films. Next week, Matthew McConaughey stars in The Gentleman, and I'll see you at the theater.